Yep, that's the Meta Quest Pro.
My goodness.
Powering the next chapter in gaming, mixed reality. I've had a pre-release hands-on and I'm super excited to share with you what this headset will mean for the future. Jump. You seeing this thing? G'day, I'm Cam, and I just want to preface this is a pre-release engineering unit. So some packaging stuff might be different to what ships commercially, but from what I've seen shared so far, it looks to be the same. So in the box, you're going to unsurprisingly find the headset and a pair of controllers, but what's new is a charging dock. That's right, the new controllers have built-in batteries and they stay topped up with this magnetized home base. Charging terminals can be found on the base of the headset and the sides of the controllers. There's an included USB-C to Meg connector, and I hoped this would allow you to top up from the headset whilst playing, but no. I got a notification saying you cannot use the controllers whilst charging them. So you've got to make sure that you put them down on that dock just right. The typical slide onto your wrist strap is comfortable and it can be removed with a simple push, twist, pull lock. In the box, they'll include 2 stylus tips that you can insert into the bottom of the controllers and then write on surfaces in apps that support it. I do wonder if aftermarket will have different things that you could insert. We'll have to see. This is new though. The Quest Pro controller has 3 cameras. Each unit runs its own Android operating system to keep track of its location in your play space. Size-wise, they feel about the same to me. Obviously, they're ditching the ring of sensors for some cameras. However, the chamfered edge of the controller is pressure sensitive, so developers can add squeezing or pinching interactions with the sides. The TrueTouch haptics are said to be more precise by having vibrations at the top and bottom of the controllers. They also have a nice textured grip to reduce the risk of slipping from your hands. And if you like the sound of the new controllers, good news, the back was compatible with the Quest 2 headset, so you can buy them separately and upgrade. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a tech nerd. In past vids, I've bolted bass shakers to my chair so I can feel engine rumble and explosions in game, 3D printed speaker stands that work better than foam, and coded my own smart device. If those videos sound cool to you, click subscribe down below to see more like them, as well as more future tech reviews. The Quest Pro comes with 12 gigs of RAM and 250 gigs of storage. A Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Plus gives a 50% bump in power over the Quest 2. On the right, you've got a volume rocker, on the left, the power button, and on each side, you'll find a 3.5mm headphone jack. A standard pair of headphones work completely fine, but if you do get annoyed with the long cables, Meta are selling Quest Pro VR headphones, which plug one ear into either side. The biggest upgrade though is in comfortability. As you can see here, there's a cable showing that the battery has been moved to the back of the headset, giving you a way more balanced feel on your head. There are 2 adjustments, one for the front here, which is the front part of your forehead. This adjusts how far the lenses are from your face, so you can dial that in and it will move it. And at the back here, we have the headband screws. There are speakers built into the arms. And then you've got, like a nice headrest on the back here. This feels really comfortable. The back is sitting at the perfect spot. It's not too low, not placing pain down here in the back of my head. The new silicone face shields are magnetically removable and the stock out-of-the-box rubber blinders form fit around the side of your face. I did use the headset without them for a little bit and I got noticeable glare from the windows behind me, so I prefer to keep the blinders on. If I tilt my head so I can look through the screen and the real life and go up and down, the real life pass-through is exactly where I can see. You know what I mean? Like I've got virtual world here, real life view here, if I stare out near the nose holes. That's so good. And if you want to go full VR mode and have no light leaks, they will be selling a separate facial interface that you can magnetize on, and then that will block out all the light around you, apparently. But yeah, pretty much massive difference having the weight distributed evenly to the back. Like I've done an aftermarket head strap here on my Quest 2, just to alleviate the pressure from the weight on my cheeks. It's great to have it just put on the forehead and the back of the headrest. It feels more like wearing a HoloLens 2 headset if you've ever had the opportunity of wearing one of those. A small clip is included if you want to attach the USB-C directly to the headset for some PC VR. However, the included cable is not super long at 1.8 meters. The entire front is a glossy black. It's going to be a fingerprint and scratch magnet, but that's probably intentional. They do include a protective cover, but by making the entire front as glossy as a mirror, you're probably going to take more care in protecting the entire front. That's really important because the cameras on the front are essential for mixed reality, passing through a full color feed of your surroundings. I can't give you how good this colored pass-through looks. Like I can see everything in full color as you would expect, but the exposure, that's what's surprising me. Like if I look here, direct sunlight, it's exposing well. It's not as blown out as the old Guardian used to be. I feel like this is our generation's like black and white TV to color TV moment. And this is where the power of mixed reality comes in, because you can still do all of the old Quest VR games. And I say like old, like VR is still cool, but mixed reality where you're overlaying virtual assets in your real environment in color, bro, it's insane. Something I'm really excited for is procedurally generated objects. So in future games, you'll trace out your guardian, set your floors, your walls, your ceiling, and then other objects like a table or a couch. And then a game developer could say, make an asset for a table that can stretch and dynamically fit your room. So if I've got a 2 meter table, it makes a 2 meter table in my room. If you've got a 3 meter table, it will make it a 3 meter 3D object in your room. So your living room, bedroom, and play space could be actually augmented and customized to your surroundings. Imagine practicing table tennis in mixed reality on your real table tennis table. I'm really like, this is gonna be awesome. And because of WebXR, you can also expect a lot more games and experiences to come out, because you don't longer have to go to the Quest store and download, update, wait for devs to like go through that process. You can just click a link, and from your browser, it just like streams and downloads the files and launches the experience. This is huge for developers, brands, and creators. Like they can distribute content directly to you, especially indie developers. Also means that the future of cross-platform compatibility is more likely on games. The new optics and screens are sharp. Meta state a 37% pixel per inch increase over the Quest 2 display, giving 10% more pixels per degree of field of view. Each eye now has its own LCD panel with 1.3 times larger color gamut thanks to quantum dot technology and 75% more contrast from 500 local dimming zones. They changed the optics from Fresnel to thinner pancake lenses to increase sharpness. And I'm not going to pretend that I understand the science behind that, but I can tell you that translates into a much more clearer and less eye strain experience. I often get headaches on the Quest 2 when trying to read text that's off center by just like moving my eyes and not my head. But the Pro's 50% improvement in peripheral vision sharpness seems to have solved this for me. Your max field of view is dependent on how far you can dial that front of the headset in. Now, depending on my profile, I could get it all the way in and they didn't touch my face. But if you've got glasses, you're gonna have to keep a gap. I don't know about prescription lenses. They would obviously alleviate some of that distance. The big cherry on top though is smooth IPD adjustments are back, baby. That's right, you can slide manually between your personal IPD. Now, interestingly, the dev unit stated between 58 and 72 millimeters on the heads-up display. However, Meta's website says 55 millimeters to 75 millimeters. So it may just be the beta firmware running on the headset that I use that have outdated interpupillary distance numbers, because 75 mil, that's like wide for a VR headset. The built-in mic is also very crisp and clear. Oh, listens to me. Come. I sat down to play the piano and it heavily reduces the musical notes on the recording. Like really clear, actually. This means it's going to be great for blocking out background noise from your environment, especially when you're in like a Teams call or say the metaverse with legs. All right, mate, let's address the two aspects that I've seen plenty of critique about online. The battery life is rated between 1 to 2 hours. I don't know, I used a power bank in my back pocket whilst I was doing my hands-on just to make sure it didn't go flat on me. And I asked the devs whilst I was there, but they couldn't really tell me an accurate battery life because they're consistently lifting it up and off the dock to do their development, actual testing and building games. So we're gonna have to see what real world use is between mixed reality, virtual reality, kind of what content you're doing as to how much that battery gets drained. And that kind of leads us into the next thing, which is the price tag. This is a professional headset, so it comes with a pro price of like $1,500 US. 2,450 bucks Australian is out of my personal budget. So I don't see myself buying one of these headsets anytime soon. And I think the, online community was a bit upset about this because their preconceived misconceptions was most likely based off the Quest 2's price, and we're just hoping that it wouldn't be much more, but it is definitely much more, but there's a lot more features and it's doing something that nothing else really does. For home, I don't see this becoming like a general home headset. I think we're gonna have to wait for the Quest 3 to come out and hopefully have the color pass through and those sharper pancake lenses trickle down to that model. Mate, stoked on this one. I've got an exclusive with Spatial Fusion by Foria. So this is the new mixed reality game developed in partnership with Meta to showcase all of the new features of this headset. So if that sounds good to you, hit subscribe down below because that one drops real soon. If you've got any questions, drop them below the like button in the comments and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. That's it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. You're kidding me.